In addition to calculating the lifetime value of customers in aggregate, it's important to compare the lifetime values of different customers individually. For example, Sally and Jeff have both downloaded the Balance Yoga app. Each of them spends $50 on the app in the first 30 days. During this time frame, Sally and Jeff both seem like equally valuable customers. However, over the next 2 years, Sally only spends $10 more in the app, while Jeff makes three $100 purchases for a total of $300. Thus, Jeff's total customer lifetime value at $350 is much greater than Sally's at $60. It's important to account for such differences in customer lifetime value when developing your marketing strategy. You can start by comparing each customer's lifetime value with how much you spent to acquire them. If you only paid a $10 cost per install for each, then Jeff and Sally were good investments since they both made the business money. But long term, Jeff was ultimately a more valuable customer for the money spent. Since users like Jeff are much higher value to the business in the long term, Balance should be willing to pay more to acquire those customers. We call this ratio of value to cost return on ad spend, or ROAS. You can optimize for a target ROAS goal by setting up an app campaign for in-app action value. This means you pay for customers based on how much value they're predicted to bring to your business. For example, it makes sense to raise the cost you pay for customers similar to Jeff in your app campaign. And for in-app action value, it's useful to set your target ROAS goal based on lifetime value. So you don't rely on short-term transactions as your only guide for what you're willing to spend. If you don't want to wait 2 years to calculate a customer's lifetime value, you can calculate predicted lifetime value as an input for your return on ad spend in your app campaign. Predicted lifetime value forecasts a customer's CLV based on in-app actions, so you can find users more likely to deliver better long-term return. Predicted lifetime value uses historical data to evaluate signals from users' past behavior to predict their future value. This is something you'll need to calculate outside of Google Ads. Partner with your analytics and engineering teams to create your own model that calculates a customer's predicted lifetime value. You can then set up conversion tracking to pass the values calculated in that model back to the app campaign to optimize for a target ROAS. When deciding how much you want to spend for each customer, it's okay to start with short-term customer ROAS. But remember that your long-term ROAS, based on predicted lifetime value, will likely be much higher.